All right, everybody, welcome to Grace, aka Werevlog screenplay. I do live by a naval base, so planes have been flying down low. I've done several takes of this already, but this is page 37. We are in the Tavern. So the scene is called Tavern. It's set in London, England. When I wrote Gerald Oldmain III, I thought of Gary Oldman, Sir Gary Oldman. I pictured him as I wrote the whole entire character and the dialogue and pictured him playing it. Now, Tony, I pictured Sir Anthony Hopkins, and for Ian, I pictured Sir Ian McKellen, and Fred is kind of a fourth wheel, so it can be played by really anyone, an elderly gentleman. Now, this particular scene is the inciting incident, so it sets the emotion forward in the movie, so that Gerald Oldman III becomes very obsessed with seeking out this possible werewolf in America, and more exact, Texas, Barksville, Texas, a fictional town I created. And he sees him on the television screen at the pub. But he also sees a tattoo that's revealed in kind of a close-up in one of the shots, and we see that because of his reaction. Now, he notices this and realizes that he must be the werewolf because Gerald Oldman III has a connection with a gypsy ancestry. And this tattoo is something that was passed down, or the image of the tattoo was passed down to know that this verifies an actual werewolf. And only a werewolf would wear this particular kind of tattoo, or the symbol would only be connected to a clan of werewolves or a werewolf, right? So he becomes very obsessed in this moment. But also in the beginning, he comes in wearing this 19th century out-of-time English hunter costume, right, that he's acquired at a nearby costume shop for his YouTube show, Monster Quest. And the boys, you know, the older men, they joke around about it. If thunder comes in, guys, if a plane flies in, I'm just going to speak up louder. Okay? Now, we start the scene, Tavern. London, England, a pub named Tavern. Afternoon, overcast skies. Exterior tavern, afternoon, storm approaching. Point of view of Gerald Oldman III looking through the pub's front window. The pub is mildly crowded. Gerald Oldman III sees three elderly men, Tony, Ian, and Fred, seated on bar stools at the bar in the pub, snacking on pretzels and chips. Wide shot inside pub. Gerald Oldman III goes to join Tony, Ian, and Fred. Cut 2. Interior, vestibule of the tavern moments later. Gerald walks in the front door into the vestibule. He puts away his umbrella. He is currently attempting to be a 19th century English hunter for a YouTube video post for his show. He's acquired a costume of a 19th century English hunter from a nearby costume shop. Strapped around his shoulders, a bullet pouch of deerskin. His costume includes a tinderbox, patch knife, whetstone, bullet bag, and wadding, and a powder horn hangs on his free shoulder. His hat is a duxbach deerskin and with green feather. When he walks, he jingles. He appears to be out of time and desires to impress the fellows inside and to bring attention to his YouTube show, Monster Quest. The boys are watching Fight Night. Cut 2. Interior tavern moments later. Thunder strikes outside. Gerald takes a seat on a bar stool at the bar next to the elderly men, Tony, Ian, and Fred. He sets his powder horn on the bar. Cut 2. Interior, the tavern, moments later. Medium shot on Tony, Ian, and Fred. Tony, Ian, and Fred, elderly gentlemen, sit at the bar and sip on pints and snack on chips and pretzels. Gerald Oldman III steals a chip and waves the bartender over. A wide shot of Gerald, Tony, and Ian and Fred snacking on pretzels. More thunder sounds outside. Rain begins to tap on the windows. Tony, Ian, and Fred watch the TV and share pretzel sticks together. Fred laughs at the commercial of a cartoon wolf chasing a bunny rabbit. Turn up, please, old chap. Bartender, please. Diet soda only for me. UFC fighting coming up. The bartender turns up the TV set. UFC Fight Night is on. Stella, please. One Stella for me too, pal. Bartender. 3 Stellas for the old men. More diet soda, sir. Thunder booms. Rain pours down outside. Little, thank you kindly. Looks like rain. Gerald Oldman III watches the UFC fight on the TV set with the elderly men. The TV set rests high in the corner over the liquor cabinets. Gerald studies the men sip on their drinks and snack on pretzels and chips as they celebrate fight night. 2 shot of Gerald and Tony. Another stellar of all of this. He's on UFC fights. My goodness, how do they do it? They're fit. They work out every day, lazy buns. Wide shot of Gerald, Tony, and Ian. There's a magic to it all. Pure wizardly sorcery. They're not shy about the tattoos. Sitting from the bar stool, Gerald notices a UFC fighter's tattoo. Tony notices his historical attire. What is this, Shakespeare Day? This is a 19th century hunting attire, Tony, not 16th century Shakespeare. It's from the YouTube show. Ain't the get-up pretty? Back to his Drooble. I was reenacting a historical event earlier today for my vlog. What's it to you, bub? You're absolutely ridiculous, Jerry. Get some pretzels and calm down. Who's fighting? Some man named Grace Lippin, American, Apache heritage. The one there, a tattoo on his shoulder? Yes. Gerald begins intently studying the TV screen. He notices a tattoo on Grace's shoulder. He recognizes its origin. Gerald squints his eyes and becomes flush. He sits his pint of Stella down on the bar. Excuse me, gentlemen. Gerald stands up on the bar. We see he is wearing sandals despite his fashionable costume. He stands erect and pushes a bowl of pretzels to the side with his foot and walks along the bar and near the TV set, resting in the high corner of the pub above the bottles of liquor and beer. He gets closer to the TV set. Careful, old man. At this point, Gerald is only inches away from the TV set screen. He studies the fighters and a sporty televised close-up shot of the fighter's tattoo from point of view of television screen. I've seen that before. Is this DVR? Yes, sir. Give me the changer, friend. The changer? Switcher. The switcher? The blessed remote, dear boy. The remote, give her here. The bartender hands him the remote control. Gerald rewinds the fight and pauses the TV screen to study Grace's tattoos. You okay, Jerry? Bloody hell, the fight, come on. I know that tattoo. I know the origin. Gerald's mouth is agape at this point. He covers his mouth in awe, near tears, very serious. Close up on Gerald Ullman III. I can't believe I'm seeing this. My dear God in heaven. Cut to